Okay, hello all. Welcome to the accessibility advanced session. So we'll wait for a couple of minutes and we'll start our session. Thank you all. Thanks for joining.
Hi, is meeting started?
Yeah, we will be starting in one more minute. We'll wait for one
Okay,
more minute. Let the others join and we will start the session.
just checking because whether my I can't hear or something going on. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I think I can start the session. So thank you all. Thanks for joining. So from this course, you can expect mobile accessibility and PDF accessibility, and also the remediation things. So if you guys like, I think a few of you guys has already joined our previous session. uh, the accessibility foundation. So there we have discussed about WCAG 2.2 level W, full-fledged testing, like how to what are all the guidelines that are available in WCAG 2.2, and so how to test each and every guideline in web perspective. So in this course, it is a very short course where we will be including how to test in mobile applications, web as well as stock Android and stock iOS applications. And also in this course, we will be discussing about PDF accessibility. So how to do the PDF testing, accessibility testing in PDF documents, and also a couple of remediation things like so if there are accessibility issues, how we can able to resolve those issues. So very common issues, we'll be like getting like 15 to 20 common issues. So we'll be discussing about all those issues, how we can able to resolve those issues. So this is the course content that we can able to expect by the end of this course. So today we will be discussing about mobile accessibility. So how we can able to do the mobile testing. So why mobile testing is different from the web accessibility testing. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Please let me know once you can able to see the screen.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
course is mostly about mobile accessibility, not desktop.
So desktop, it is already done, Sridevi. Like there is one course that we have started on November 8th, if I'm not wrong. So it is a 20 hours course. So like daily 1 hour. So I think that course also will be started from next week or somewhere around next week again. So if
Okay.
you are interested, you can enroll at the time. So that is mainly about focus on web accessibility. Okay, so we'll
Okay.
be getting around like so what are all the different type of guidelines that we have in the industry. So you will be getting the introduction about accessibility. So this is the advanced course. Like so once you complete that course, you will be more engaged here. So here we will not be discussing about in depth about the guidelines. So we'll be discussing
Oh,
about the guidelines in high level actually.
okay.
So yeah.
I
So
joined
if you
in one
want
of
to.
the class, but I didn't attend the classes last month. Is that from Kiran sir?
No, I'm the
Accessibility.
new trainer here. Like, so I am Shankar.
Oh, okay.
So this is a completely new course curriculum that we have here. So we have included a lot of other things from our previous course.
Yeah,
So
that previous course, like you have provided, or is it from different trainer?
the Kiran is a different trainer. I'm different trainer,
Oh,
Sridevi.
previous course is different. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So this is all about like which will concentrate mainly like end-to-end accessibility testing.
Only on
So
mobile devices, right?
yeah,
End
this
to end.
this so actually the accessibility course is divided into two parts. If I think I have this course curriculum, yeah. So you can see here, this is the advanced course actually, accessibility remediation strategies for web and testing techniques and mobile and PDF. Okay, this is the advanced course. So if
Mhm.
you go back, there is another course. Sorry, I think there is some network issue. So there is another course where you will be getting the end-to-end web accessibility testing techniques, and there are a couple of things like so a good example, a bad example, like the passing example and a failing example, and also the detailed steps how you can able to test that particular guideline. So pretty much the course has been revised, and we have come up with a different approach here. So that
Okay.
that course is different, and this is completely different.
Is it
So
okay to start this one without knowing, without joining the other course, right? Because I didn't know the previous course.
so yeah, so basically here you will be getting the high level picture. Like, see, for example, if you're seeing for mobile accessibility, you can able to know how to test in mobile accessibility, but
Mhm.
you may not be knowing the guidelines. So basically, the mobile testing also have the guidelines. Okay,
Okay.
so the same web guidelines you will be having here also. That is okay. Like, you can attend, and if you are interested, you can enroll for it. So if it is okay, we can start our today's session.
Okay.
Yeah. So, first of all, the objective is like why mobile testing is different and what are the gestures that we have in Android and iOS, different type of gestures that we have in Android and iOS. And we will be understanding about mobile specific WCAG guidelines. And we will be exploring testing techniques and tools across the platforms. Like in Android, you will be having different tools, and in iOS also you will be having the different tools. So we will be discussing all those things and also identify common accessibility issues and remediation strategies. Okay, so that we are planned to go through this today's session. So when we see the mobile testing, so mobile testing is little bit different from web testing. Why? Because so majorly web relies on page titles, headings, area roles for structures. Okay, so there it will be dependent on HTML and CSS structure. But when it comes to mobile, it completely rely on accessible names, labels, traits, and roles exposed to APIs. So that's the major change that will come when we compare with web testing with the mobile testing. So mobile testing majorly dependent on APIs, but web testing majorly dependent on the front end technology that they are using. Okay. So there are some sensory inputs like gestures, haptics, and motions, which will add complexity to the web pages. So web pages, it is pretty much simple, straightforward. So you'll be having majorly controls where you can able to activate it using mouse or keyboard. But here, you will not be having the mouse. Instead of mouse, you will be having gestures. Like if you need to move forward or backward, you will be using right swipe or left swipe, and you will be tapping for activating the controls. So it is bit different when compared with the web device. So based on that thing, when it comes to accessibility, the way we test also differs when compared with the web accessibility. So testing must cover natively in UI frame networks for Android and iOS. Okay, so it is beyond HTML. So whenever it comes to web, we will stick to only HTML. But in mobile, we will go beyond that and we will be testing the UI frameworks actually. Okay, any questions here, team? Okay. We'll be moving to the next slide and we'll be seeing the gestures that we'll be using in the Android. So majorly these gestures we will be using whenever you are turning on the screen reader. Okay, so in Android we will be using the screen reader that is TalkBack. Okay, so I will be giving this link for you guys. So you need to turn on the talkback from the settings. So you need to go to the settings and you need to search for talkback and you need to turn on the talkback. As soon as you turn on the talkback, your screen doesn't react in the normal way. So for example, if you swipe, like if you want to go to the next previous screen or you want to go to the home screen, you will be just simply tapping on the back button or you will be swiping from down right. So those gestures generally will not work whenever you turn on the screen reader. Okay. So first, my advice is like whenever you are turning on the screen reader, you need to understand how to turn off the screen reader also. So once you set that thing, then only I recommend you to turn on the screen reader. Because if you are turning on without setting an option to turn it off, then obviously you will be facing a lot of issues here. So I recommend first you set an option to turn off. For example, in Android devices, you can set down volume along with the lock key. So if you press and hold down arrow with down arrow, volume down arrow and the lock key for 3 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds, it will turn on. And if you are using the same buttons, it will turn off. So first you need to set that thing in the settings of your mobile, and you need to configure those buttons for the turning on and turning off the screen reader, which is nothing but talkback. So then you will be using these things. If you have attached already attached the keyboard, then you can use Alt arrow, right arrow for moving to the next element. So if you want to move to the next element, you need to swipe your finger from left to right. So in this direction, so it will go to the next element. If you attach that Bluetooth keyboard, or if you are attaching a switch, then you will be using Alt right arrow to move your focus to the next element. So if you have to go to the previous element, you need to swipe right to left on screen, or else you need to use Alt left arrow. So these keyboard shortcuts will be useful if only if your keyboard is attached to your mobile device, mobile or tablet, or whatever the device that you are doing the testing. Or else in some instances, if you have to use the tools like browser stack or something like that, which will emulate the devices. So as we discussed in our previous session, like if you remember, we will be using the emulators, right, in order to do the testing. So if in case you have to use the emulators, obviously you can't swipe, or you can't do these gestures on a PC, correct? So in that situation, you will be using these shortcuts. Okay. So if you have to activate something, you need to double tap with the single finger. If you need to scroll using two fingers, you need to swipe up. And if you need to scroll down, you need to swipe with two fingers, you need to swipe down. If you need to go back from present screen to previous screen, you need to swipe from top to bottom, then left to right. So you need to follow this gesture. So using your finger, you need to uh, draw this gesture. So using this, you can able to move to the back if you need to go back. And if you need to choose something from the list of the options, you need to draw a V shape. Okay, so like this single finger swipe V, or cap shape. So similarly, if you have to lower it, like you need to you can able to switch from swipe up or swipe down. Okay, so right or left is used for next element and previous element. So once you choose the element here, like for example, these options are used to select some category. For example, if you want to navigate between the headings, so you need to do this gesture, and you need to select the headings from that list. Then you need to use up swipe or down swipe for navigating between the headings. So if you guys observe, like in a desktop, you will be using H and Shift H for headings. H for navigating next heading, Shift H for previous heading. In the same way, you will be setting that headings here using this gesture, and you will be using swipe down or swipe up. Okay, any questions here, team?
Yeah, Shankar, you said on the phone, right, on the mobile, when the screen reader or talkback is turned on,
Yeah,
then we cannot physically, using our fingers, we cannot swipe or do any of the gestures, right?
normal gestures. See, for example, if you want to go to your home page, so what generally you will do? So if you are using a Android mobile, like you will be having that controls over a screen. If it is not there, like you will be swiping from down to bottom of the screen, right?
Yeah, or even like left to right, all these gestures on the screen on your slide. If we are not able to use it, then how will we test? Like we
See,
we
that's
we
what
have
that's
to
what.
use
So
a keyboard, is it? I mean,
no, that's where these gestures come to the picture, Ravi. See, I'm talking about the normal gestures. Okay, so if you are using the mobile, if you are opening an for example, let us take an example. You opened a browser, okay, Chrome application, and you opened one you opened one web page. Okay, if you
yeah,
want to scroll down, what you will do? You will simply swipe on the screen, right?
yeah, yeah,
If you want
right.
to select something, you will just tap on that thing, correct?
Yeah.
Those gestures won't work. If you are navigating in this, if you are navigating in a web page, when screen reader is turned on, if you're swiping up or down,
Mm-hmm.
it will act as a this one, like say whatever the option that you have selected in this V shape, so it will move to those elements. If you are swiping up, so wherever the screen in the entire screen, wherever you swipe up, it will go to the previous heading, and it will swipe down if it will go to the next heading. So if you're selecting links there, okay. So
Okay.
similarly, if you are swiping up, it will go to the previous link, and if you are swiping down, it will go to the next link. If you need to
Right.
scroll the page, you need to use your two fingers. So you need to use your
Okay.
two fingers to scroll. So similarly, if you're swiping right or left, generally in a mobile, if you're swiping right or left, it doesn't act as anything, right?
Yeah.
So here it will be used to navigate from next element to previous element. And if you need to activate something, you need to double tap it.
Okay.
Okay. So
So
whenever the focus, sorry, Ravi, you were asking something.
so we will still be able to test. I mean, we're still testing, but in like a different
Yes,
mode
yes. See,
when the screen reader is on.
exactly. Because the screen reader is turned on, so normal gestures won't work. So
Okay.
the
Okay.
screen reader gestures will work.
Okay.
Only
Got
the
it.
screen
Got it.
reader gestures will work. So you need to navigate and you need to test using the screen reader gestures.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Fine.
So like if you are like testing it for the first time, so all of a sudden if you are swiping up or down, so if no change is happening, like you will be confused, right?
Yeah.
So, so yeah, so in order to avoid the confusion, so I recommend to set the turning off option first. Either in the Android or in iOS, you need to set turn off option first. And if
Right.
you after setting that turning off option, then I recommend you to turn on the screen reader.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, guys, give me 1 second. Let me quickly grab my charger. Sorry guys, I'm back. So yeah, so this is how like generally we need to use the screen reader gestures in order to navigate, or you need to, even if you want to turn off, you need to use this screen reader gestures only. Okay, so any questions or any confusion here, team?
Yeah, I think basically we'll be doing both of them, right? I mean, we'll be when it's turned off, we can test all the gestures if it's working properly. You know,
Yeah,
the
you can use the normal. See, generally whenever you are doing the mobile testing, you will not be using the normal gestures because normal users will not be impacted, right? Like as a normal user, I can able to pretty much operate my mobile or operate the application very well. So if the people with disabilities or the people who are dependent on screen reader
Mhm.
is accessing our application, so what issues they are facing? So in that perspective only, we'll need to test.
Okay, okay, yeah,
So 70% of the time you will be working on the screen reader only. So that it is very rare, like you will be turning off. There are only few guidelines like keyboard and browser zoom. We have the resize and reflow guidelines, right?
yeah.
So only couple of guidelines that we will be testing without turning on the screen reader.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions, team? Okay, moving to the iOS part, next slide. So iOS is also pretty much similar. Okay, but there are few changes here. Okay, so next element and previous element, that is pretty much simple, like so right swipe and left swipe. And if you have to activate, it is also like double tap with the single finger. Okay, but if you need to open the rotor, so here you will be calling it as a rotor. Here you will be calling it as you have the menu options. You will be calling it as the menu options, but here you will be calling it as the rotor options. So rotor options, you need to twist on the screen with two fingers. Okay, so as if like opening a bottle. Okay, so on screen you need to place your two fingers and you need to rotate it, or you need to pinch on the screen. Okay, so in order to open the rotor controls, and from the rotor controls you need to set the desired controls, like as how you are setting here. In the same way, you need to set headings or links, controls, so something like that. Whatever your desired thing is there, you need to set in the rotor control. And here also, once you set the rotor control, up and down swipe will act as per that. If you are setting the links here, if you are swiping down, it will go to the next link. If you are swiping up, it will go to the previous link. Okay, and if you are drawing Z with two fingers, it will go to the back or it will escape. Here you will be using you are drawing a back arrow, right? So top to bottom and bottom to left, you are using these two, go back or escape something. But here you will be drawing Z here in this way. And three finger swipe down to lower, and three. So if you want to scroll up and down, you need to use three fingers. So three fingers to scroll up and three fingers to scroll down. So these are the gestures in iOS. Any questions here, team? It is very much similar to Android, but there are a couple of differences. Here you will be using two fingers. Here you will be using three fingers. So here you will be using Z and you will be using back button. And also there are uh, other gestures as well. So like tapping on first part of the screen with three fingers, go to the first element. Tapping on lower part of the screen with three fingers, go to the last element. So you can able to get those things from this shortcuts from this link that I shared just now. So any questions here, team, in this gestures? So these gestures will work only if you turn on the screen reader. So voiceover in the case of iOS and talkback in the case of Android.
Yeah, Shankar,
Any
can
questions
you
here?
share a second link or is it the same old one?
No, like there only you will be having majorly. Okay, wait, I
No,
think
we didn't get it. Yeah, the talkback shortcuts we already have. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
Okay, same one, right? Okay.
Let me get you. So it is on Android. So here itself will be having iOS. Okay. So these are about the Android and iOS features. Any questions here, team? Okay, moving to the next slide. So when we see, like as we know, there are four principles in WCAG: perceivable, operable, robust, and understandable. Right. So whenever we see so we will be going as per the principles. So when we see perceivable, pretty much for non-text contrast, non-text content contrast, non-text contrast, and content on hover. So the process is very much similar. So here in web browser, you will be turning on the screen reader and you will be navigating to the images and you will be checking whether the information is communicated properly or not. So in the same way here also, you will be turning on the screen reader, you will be using right or left swipe gestures, and you will be validating whether the screen reader is announcing meaningful information for the images or icons. So this is pretty much similar. So these are the common things that whatever you are doing in web, the same thing you will be validating here also in the mobile. So there is no much difference. Okay, any questions here, team? But the only change here is like for context, content on hover or focus. For tooltips, you will be hovering for getting the tooltips, or for getting any content information. You will be just hovering here like this. But on mobile, you will be you will be using long press on the icon to reveal the content. Okay, so that is the only change. Any questions here, team?
And the tools, are they similar? Like for contrast on the web, we use some
Yes.
contrast checker, right?
Yes,
Or
here
on
also
the
it will be same. Like you will be taking the screenshots and you will be moving to the desktop, and you will be using the same tool for checking the contrast for text and background.
so we can't do it on the mobile itself. Like
Mobile
the
also there are a couple of tools that are available, but so far those are not as accurate as this thing. Okay, so it will be giving like 90% accuracy. For better accuracy, we will be moving it to the desktop and we will be checking it here in the desktop itself. Okay,
because
so there are some tools like if you're just searching for contrast, color contrast analyzer in the Apple Play Store, Apple Store, or Android Play Store, you will be getting the tools, pretty much few tools for checking the color contrast. And
yeah, but
also
these
majority of the issues will be identified in automation tools itself. So we will see that tools in the coming slides.
okay, yeah. Because taking screenshot of a web page, I mean, you have to take multiple screenshots, scroll up and down, and then
Yeah.
keep moving to the desktop, right? There'll be like you can't take like the whole
Yeah,
page
so
screenshot.
the catch here is like there is a hack here. You don't need to take all the screenshots. Wherever you feel the contrast will be failing, you can take only those screenshots. So majorly these issues will be identified in the automation tools itself. Okay,
Okay,
we
got
don't
it.
need to worry about that. Like it will be majorly identified in the accessibility scanner. Also, there are tools. Okay, so how we have the Axe tool. Similarly, we have accessibility scanner in Android and accessibility inspector in uh, iOS. Okay, there you will be getting maximum number of issues.
Right.
Okay, moving to the next slide. So these are the guidelines that are mobile specific and also have different testing procedure in mobile. So what we'll be doing orientation. So if you remember like orientation in web, we will be just using the toggle device mode or something like that, correct? But here we'll be turning on the auto rotation and you will be simply rotating your device like this from portrait to landscape and landscape to portrait. And you will be checking whether any loss of content is there or screen still remains accurate. Okay, so it should not truncate or it should not crop the text or content available on the screen. So pretty much it is very simple, like you will be rotating. So it is the same with iOS also. You will be rotating your screen and you will be checking whether the content loss is available on the screen or not. And for checking resize and reflow, this is the same procedure across resize and reflow. Okay, so that is common. So if one is passing automatically, the other will pass here. Okay, so what we'll be doing, we'll be going to the display and we'll be going to font size and styling and we'll be moving this font size to the maximum. Okay, so if any text is not adopting that thing, or if the text size is not changed, then you will be logging bugs under resize. If any truncation is happening or any content loss is happening, that you will be or else if horizontal scroll bar is available, then you will be logging those bugs in 400%. That is the only change here. Okay, any questions here?
Yeah, I think in web also it was 400%, right? For like
Correct,
testing.
we've also 400%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Horizontal scroll bar is for 400. You will be looking for horizontal scroll bar for 400% zoom.
Right.
So here also similarly, like you will be moving the font size to the maximum, and if the changes are not adapted, or if the text is truncated, cropped, or something like that, you'll be logging those bugs in resize. If you are getting the horizontal scroll bar, or if this screen is not adapting to the settings that you are changing, then you will be logging it under 400%. Okay,
Yeah,
so
Shankar,
you
like that font
sorry.
size, when you move it to the maximum,
Hmm.
is it equivalent to 400% in general for Android, for all Android devices? Like, or will it be more
No,
than
so see,
400%?
there is a catch here. Okay, so the purpose, the purpose what you are doing in web is completely different, and what you are doing in mobile is completely different. Okay, you need to understand the purpose of each and every guideline. Resize guideline. The purpose of resize guideline is to, whenever you change the size of the text, whether the context remains same and accurate or not. Okay, that is the purpose of the resize. Resize text. The name itself says this, right? Resize text. You are resizing only the text. You are not changing any screen resolution or anything. The purpose of reflow is like, whenever you change the screen resolution altogether, whether the content stays still or not. So in order to change the screen resolution in web, it is not possible to change the screen resolution as is. So that's the reason you will be changing it to 400% zoom, and you are doing some settings so that you will be matching to 320 by 256 pixels. Okay. So like that, you are changing the resolution, and whenever the resolution changes, the application should stay still. So that's the agenda of reflow. So in mobile, automatically, whenever you are changing the size of the text, okay. So you'll be checking for whether the text size is resized or not. So that is being satisfied or not as per resize. And reflow, automatically, if you are changing the size of the text, it is not like mobile, right? Like, so web, right? So only the text will resize and the remaining content will stay like that. So here automatically the screen size also changes if you are changing the size of the text. You can just check in your mobile. As soon as you change the size of the text, the screen resolution also starts changing.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, no, I got it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So moreover, 400% zoom, you are making the equivalent to screen resolution equivalent to 320 by 256 pixels. Okay. So which is equivalent to mobile screen resolution, correct?
Yeah.
So if you are moving it to maximum, so if the application supports that thing, it will serve that purpose. So that is the agenda in reflow and resize. So if it is satisfying, automatically it will be passing. If it is not satisfying, it will be failing.
Right.
I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So whenever you are doing the use of color testing, you need to use the high contrast modes. Okay, so in mobile also you will be having high contrast modes. Similarly, like you can go to the display, you can go to the color theme, and you can change the color theme or color correction. We call it as a color correction. Okay, so you can change the color correction things, and you can check whether any color is used to communicate some information or not, something like that. Okay, any questions here, team? We're moving to the next guideline. Yeah, so I think, oh, sorry, this is operable. Okay. So operable also pretty much same. So whenever you are doing the keyboard accessible testing, you'll be checking for keyboard, whether it is accessible by keyboard, whether it is focus order is correct, focus visibility is there or not for all the elements. So it is pretty much similar. So here also it should follow the reading order left to right, top to bottom. And you will be attaching an external keyboard here. You'll be attaching an external keyboard or switch control. So, and we'll be navigating through the mobile screen, and you'll be checking whether all the interactive elements are accessible or not, and whether the focus order is in logical way, and also whether focus indicator is visible on all the elements or not. So pretty much you will be validating all these things, how you are doing it in a typical web application. Okay. Similarly, you will be also checking for pointer cancellation and label in name. So visual label should be same as the programmatic label. Here you will be turning on the screen reader and you will be navigating to each and every element, and you will be checking. So what is there on the screen is the same information is communicated in the screen reader or not. So whether the screen reader is announcing the same information or not. So we'll be pretty much checking that thing. And also pointer cancellation. So action trigger on release supports cancellation if finger moves off target. Okay. So as per the pointer cancellation, what we know, like for the down event, action should not be performed. For up event, action should be performed. Similarly, whenever you touch some element, action should not perform. Whenever you lift your finger, then the action should be performed. If you want to cancel that action, so you need to touch, for example, here, whatever the screen that I am using, it is a touch based screen. You see there is a record option. So I touched on record option. So I don't want to activate this option. So I'm moving my finger away and I'm releasing there in the open space. So now the action has been cancelled. So in a similar way, mobile also, if you touch, hold, and touch and move your finger away from that control and lift your finger it in the open area, that action should be cancelled. So similar to the mobile, like a mouse, the for the down event, it should not be action should not be triggered. In the same way, for touch interfaces, whenever you touch something, the action should not happen. Whenever you lift your finger, then only the action should perform. So you can observe here. So I'm touching here, nothing is happening now. I'm just lifting my finger now. So you can observe there is a dialog that is populating. So in the same way. Okay, so if I have to cancel that operation, okay, so I will just move my finger away somewhere in the open area and I will lift it. Okay, so for example, if I now I'm activating help, so I pressed help, I'm moving away and I am opening. So that action has been cancelled. Okay, it should not be activated. If I'm clicking on help and if I'm lifting my finger, then only it is getting activated. Okay, so like that. So pretty much same we'll be doing, but we'll be using a touch interface to perform the same operation. Okay. Any questions here, team?
Yeah, Shankar, one thing is, see, we can do it like we already discussed, right? We can do it on the phone itself using our fingers, right?
Correct. So
That is one way of,
without turning on the screen reader, here you will not
yeah.
be turning on.
So if we use the keyboard, keyboard,
Yeah.
and then do the testing, like we are actually using the keyboard, right? So
Correct.
is that the same like simulation of what was we would be doing with our fingers on the phone? You know what I mean, right? Like supposing with the keyboard,
Okay.
we go to some like a item and click on it.
Mhm.
Is that the same as we're putting like a finger on that item and like tapping it? So, just as an example, I'm saying, can we do the testing in that
See,
perspective?
keyboard focus is equivalent to touch and hold. Okay, so
Yeah,
if I want to understand, see, for example, there is after a record option, there is one message like option, right? So I'm not getting the tooltip now. Okay, so there is no tooltip. So if I'm touching and holding, and if I release, okay. So I think mobile, see this is the not right example here I can able to show you. But in mobile, if you touch and hold, you will get the tooltip. Okay. So that touch and hold is equivalent to keyboard focus. So as soon as the focus goes there, it is equivalent to touch and hold.
yeah.
Okay. If you activate enter in the keyboard, it will be equivalent to tapping. So tapping is different and touch and hold is different.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever the actions you do with touch and hold, the same action you need to do it with the keyboard focus. So it will be similar. Okay. So whenever you are using the mouse, so mouse actions should be equivalent to keyboard. So, but touch actions, it will be somewhat different in mobile. And when compared exactly with the keyboard, it will be different.
Yeah. So I don't think we can rely on keyboard for all the testing. We have to do both
Correct.
on the phone as well as maybe for screen reader testing, we can do like using a keyboard, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, Ravi, correct. So you need to test it in both the ways actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, moving to the next guideline. Sorry, next slide. So there are mobile specific differences. Okay, for the operable principle. So there are guidelines like pointer gestures, motion actuation, and target size. So for pointer gestures, pretty much like whatever the actions that you are doing with the multi finger, you need to do it with the single fingers. For example, if you are zooming using like with two fingers, if you are zooming with like this, like pinching, zoom and pinching, pinch in and pinch out for zooming and zooming out, there should be an option. So if you see here, there is an option already available, zooming and zooming out. There is an option already available to. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. So there is also an option available to do it with the single pointer. Okay. So like that, you will be seeing whether any gestures that are available for an application. This also you will do it without turning on the screen reader. Okay, screen reader, turning on screen reader is again a different scenario. Okay, so you will be doing it without turning on the screen reader. And the similarly, whenever you are using the voiceover, it is also pretty much similar. Whatever the actions you are doing with two fingers, and if there are any complex gestures that are there, you need to do it with the single pointer actions. Okay. So motion actuation. So whatever the things that you can able to do with the mobile motion. So you need to, you can able to disable it. Okay, and also you can able to access that feature, pretty much that feature with on-screen controls. Okay, so not only with the device motion, but also with the on-screen device controls, you need to access it. Any questions here, team? Okay. So when it comes to the target size, obviously we will not be doing like a pretty much or directly here. Like we can't able to test the guideline directly. So there is an accessibility requirement, like Android requirement, that is 48 pixels. Generally, it is 24 by 24 pixels, right? But for Google, there is a specific requirement that is 48 dp. Okay, so this also we can't able to calculate with the manual way. So we'll be using the tools to identify this. So as I mentioned earlier, we will be using accessibility scanner for the same purpose, and we'll be using accessibility inspector for this particular purpose. Okay, any questions here, team?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is for that clickable target area,
Clickable, yeah,
right?
area,
Yeah.
target area, yeah,
Okay.
touch target area.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving to the next guideline, like next slide. So understandable, it is also pretty much similar. So language of page or screen should be defined. So screen reader announces the correct language. So whenever you are navigating there, if the language attribute is properly defined, then the screen reader will automatically read it in the proper language. If it is announcing in some foreign language or some symbols or being announced without proper information, then that is an issue. So if the lang attribute is not provided to that particular screen, then only this kind of behavior will be identified by the screen readers. Okay, so on focus, on input, pretty much you will be using the keyboard to test these two guidelines in the same similar way. And labels or instructions also, there should be similar, like the clear labels and instructions should be provided, and it should be announced by the screen readers as well to the user. So pretty much all these guidelines are very much similar, like how you are doing the testing in web application, you will be doing the similar testing in the mobile as well. And when it comes to the mobile specific guidelines, so here, so there you will be having the page title, but here you will be having the screen title. Okay, so it will be announcing the screen title as soon as you open the screen, the talkback will announce the title of that particular screen. So each and every title of the screen should be unique and descriptive, and it should be announced upon activation. Okay, so if you remember, we discussed the menu, right? Menu items. This is how the menu item looks like in Android, and this is how it looks like in iOS. So if you pinch the screen after turning on the screen reader, it will display the rotor. This is how the rotor will be displayed. So in this rotor, you need to select what particular element you want to navigate. If you want to navigate to headings, you can set headings. If you want to navigate to links, you can set links. So if you want only controls to be activated, then you need to set it to controls. Similarly, for Android, you will be seeing this kind of box. You need to select whatever the desired element you want to navigate, and you need to swipe up and down to navigate to the controls. So we can see here pretty much screen title will be announced for both Android and iOS, and for sensory characters impacting understanding, disable haptics, attempt task without sensory cues. Yeah. So if there are any sensory characters that are provided, so for example, we discussed about the sensory characters, right? So in the similar way, so if you have some controls like this, so the information should be communicated to the user, not only using the sensory characters. So some visual text form of information also should be provided, or else, so in this situation, if I touch and hold that element, it should show me the uh, tooltip at least. Okay, so here they have mentioned about the rotor context menu, how to access the rotor context menu. So this is how you will be accessing. So in iOS you will be sorry, in Android you will be swiping up and down so that you will be getting the context menu, and in iOS you will be turning on the rotor. Okay, any questions here, team?
Yeah, Shankar, is that for the Android? Is that like a built into the Android system, like this accessibility tester?
You mean to say about the screen reader?
Yeah, screen reader.
Yes, it is inbuilt. Okay, so same like how we have narrator in Windows,
Yeah.
there is a default screen reader in Android as well as iOS. So iOS
Okay.
it is voiceover, Android it is talk.
So mainly we'll be using this tool, is it, for testing, or you'll be showing some other additional like on
This is
web?
the main tool. This is the main tool. The screen reader is the main tool that we will be using
Okay.
majorly. And apart from this, you will be using browser zoom. You will be using a couple of other things like we have already discussed, right? So you will be rotating the device, and you will be changing the font size for zooming, and for haptics, like for motion actuation, you will be disabling that motion thing, and you will be navigating through the normal controls. These are the other guidelines that we'll be checking normally. Okay, for keyboard, obviously you'll be checking using the keyboard accessibility.
Yeah.
Okay, you will be attaching a Bluetooth keyboard and you will be checking. So these are the main changes when we see it in the mobile with respect to web.
Yeah, and just one question with that title, so
Screen time.
when somebody creates like a web application or a web page for the mobile, right? Uh,
Mhm.
Is the HTML different? Like, because see,
No,
for
no.
web we have like a title meta tag, right? For
Correct.
the title, and that will be
Yes.
announced. Then H1 will be announced when it goes to the H1 text, right?
Correct. So
So
here also it behaves in the same way. If see the web, it is pretty much similar. Similar here also. Like if you are if you are opening a web page in a browser, so whatever the title attribute that you are giving, the same title attribute will be considered as the screen name here, screen name or page name here. We are also talking about the native applications. For example, you are taking the WhatsApp as an example. If you are taking some other native applications, not the web-based applications.
yeah,
For
yeah.
web-based applications, ultimately, whatever the title that you are giving there, the same title will be used as screen name here. So
Okay.
you will not be doing anything newly here. So you'll be doing pretty much the same thing here also. But what are the native applications that you are doing? For example, you take this application. So if you see voiceover is the screen name. So as soon as if you are activating that thing, whenever the screen is opening, it will announce voiceover screen, something like that.
Yeah,
So the same with mobile also.
yeah,
Android also, yeah. So here for web-based applications, web-based mobile applications, pretty much you will not be fixing anything in the Android or iOS specifically. You will be fixing it in the native application only. Like so, if you are fixing it in web, automatically that will be fixed in Android and iOS also.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So moving to the last principle, that is robust. So pretty much name, role, value, and 413 status messages. Here also you will be turning on the screen reader. You will be navigating to each and every element, and you will be checking whether it is announced correctly. The name, role, value states has been announced correctly or not. So here also similarly, if you are opening any dialogue, if some changes are happening on the screen, so pretty much everything has to be announced to the user. If it is not announcing, then that is an issue here. So it is pretty much similar when it comes to the differences. Obviously, there are a couple of tools that we use here will be different. The process will be different. So whenever you are doing the automation testing, we'll be using the accessibility scanner, and we'll be running that scanner on the screen. Maybe I think I can able to show you tomorrow in the tomorrow session. If we have one session, like we'll be showing in the real time how the accessibility scanner works and how the Xcode actually works. Okay, so Xcode will be available only in Mac devices. So there is a dependency there. So we need to install Xcode application on the Mac device, and you will be configuring one device, and you will be installing the application, and you will be running this Xcode on this particular screen. Whatever the screen that is under test, you need to run that thing. So these are the only differences when compared with web with mobile, and also the way we test is completely different when compared with the mobile with the web. So web you will be using right arrow, left arrow, or keyboard. Mainly you will be dependent on the keyboard to access through the screen reader. But here you will be using the swipe gestures. The way how you swipe on the screen is really matters here. So that's the end of our today's session. Any questions here, T?
That compliance sheet, Shankar, will it be different for this mobile? Will it be more like a
Same.
compact spreadsheet without all the 55 guidelines, or?
No. So that we can't define, right? So it completely depends on the context available on the screen. Okay. So those guidelines will be same there. Uh, so whatever it is not applicable, you will be just marking it as not applicable. The sheet will be same.
Okay,
Sheet will
so
be same. Yeah.
we still have to do that double A, all the 55 guidelines even for the
Correct.
mobile,
Correct.
for every
There are
page.
a couple of guidelines that are not applicable, really applicable to the mobile. For example, text spacing guideline. So which is very much limited to web application. So there are
Yeah.
a couple of guidelines, like 5 or 6 guidelines that are there. So basically, you will not be removing from the sheet. You will be keeping that things in the sheet, but you will be marking it as not applicable. So we have an
Okay.
option to mark it as not applicable, right? Yeah.
Same spreadsheet, all the 55
Yes, correct.
guidelines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions, Ravi? I think we
Just
can
one
able to
general
take.
question about the
Yes.
course. If we are continuing this course, it will end by Friday, is it? This Friday?
Correct, correct. It is a very short course. Okay, like so today we have completed the mobile, right? One day, like
Yeah.
tomorrow I can able to show you some demo about like how we will test in mobile. Okay.
Okay.
And also one day I will be showing the PDF. So PDF it will take hardly one day. Like I will be showing what all things will be covered in PDF as well as the live testing on the same day. And
Yeah.
we'll be discussing about the remediation for 2 days. That's all. It is very short course.
Okay, fine. Yeah, PDF, I'm quite interested because I have some
Yeah.
lot of work on PDF, you know.
That is very easy when compared with all these things, literally.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Ravi. Thank you. Bye.